During dinner, my sister said she was pregnant and that the father is my husband. You know when you think you know the people closest to you? When you believe that, no matter what problems exist, certain lines would never be crossed? Well, I thought so too. My name is Marina, I'm 29 years old, and this is the story of how I discovered that some people are capable of anything to get what they want. It was a Thursday in March when I received news of my promotion. After 4 years working as a project manager at a tech company in Austin, Texas, I would finally be commercial director. I couldn't stop smiling at the office. I called David, my husband, and Beatrice, my younger sister, to share the joy. Let's celebrate at Terrazzo tonight, I suggested. Terrazzo was that chic Italian restaurant downtown, where a meal cost more than minimum wage, but I could afford it. I worked hard for this. I arrived at the restaurant first, wearing that navy blue dress that David always said looked perfect on me. I chose a table in a more secluded corner. I wanted privacy to celebrate. The dining room was full of executives and elegant couples, the kind of environment where I felt comfortable after years building my career. When I saw them arriving together, I found it strange. Beatrice was radiant, with a smile I hadn't seen in a long time, and David seemed nervous. He always got a bit uncomfortable in expensive places, but there was something different that night, a tension in the air that I couldn't identify. Congratulations on the promotion, Mari! Beatrice hugged me with suspicious effusiveness. She was never very demonstrative with affection, especially with me. We ordered a $200 bottle of Chianti, and I started telling them about the new projects I would lead, the 40% salary increase, the possibilities for international growth. Beatrice listened with too much attention. David kept fidgeting with his napkin. Actually, Beatrice interrupted in the middle of my excitement, we also have news to share. She took David's hand across the table, and my stomach nodded inexplicably. I'm pregnant. The world stopped. Literally stopped. The restaurant voices became a distant buzz. The lights seemed to flicker, and I stared at my sister's hand intertwined with my husband's, as if it were a mirage. Pregnant. Beatrice was pregnant with David's child. I know it's a complicated situation. David spoke for the first time since they arrived, his voice coming out hoarse. But it happened, and we fell in love. They watched me with a mixture of expectation and poorly disguised satisfaction. It was as if they were waiting for me to explode, scream, make a scene that would give the other tables something interesting to talk about later. But I couldn't do anything but stare. My sister, Beatrice, whom I helped pay for college when our parents couldn't, was there holding my husband's hand, pregnant with his child, telling me this on the day of my promotion. How long? I managed to ask, my voice coming out strangely calm. 3 months, Beatrice replied, running her hand over her still imperceptible belly. It started right after your birthday. My birthday had been in December. It was May. 3 months of betrayal, 3 months of lies, 3 months of them laughing at me while I worked 12 hours a day to get this promotion I so wanted to share with the people I loved. Marina, say something, David asked, and for the first time in years, I really looked at him, really paid attention to the man I had been married to for 4 years. He looked relieved, as if a weight had been lifted from his shoulders, as if this was liberating for him. What do you want me to say? I asked, still in that strange voice that didn't sound like mine. Congratulations? Beatrice laughed, a nervous laugh, but genuine. Look, Mari, I know it's not easy, but these things happen. Love is love, right? And the baby, she ran her hand over her belly again. The baby needs both parents together. I picked up my purse slowly, left 2 $50 bills on the table, more than enough to cover my part of the bill, and stood up. I'm going home. You do whatever you want. As I walked toward the exit, I heard David calling my name.